All right, are we live? It says that we are, so I don't see it on my phone yet, but that's okay. So I just want to introduce myself for those of you who are inside of Kayla's event on Facebook, or maybe you're watching this as a replay. So my name's Jamie Kinsey. I have just got to know Kayla over the last couple of weeks, and we've become fast friends, and I'm so excited to be here to support her and her share her story with you guys, because I think that it's going to touch your heart. And if what she's up to isn't for you, I think that you're probably going to be able to benefit with sharing this information with somebody you know, either Kayla's story, my story, or you're going to get to hear from my girlfriend Brandy today as well. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Kayla, to let you just share with everybody, like, why are we doing this? Are you there? I can kind of see you. Do you see her, Brandy? Maybe my computer's being glitchy. Apologies. Kayla, yeah. Oh, well, she's frozen. Maybe bad Wi-Fi. So I know Kayla's going to work those technical difficulties out and she'll hop back on. So let me share a little bit more about myself and then we'll turn it over to Kayla. So honestly, 16 years that I've been on this journey of just better health. What you're going to hear from Kayla today first approached me in the way of, crazy fruits and vegetables in a capsule, just plant concentrates. And the reason 16 years ago that appealed to me at the age of 25 is because I had just been a chronically sick person. Nothing life-threatening by any means, just a lot of asthma, allergies, those kind of things. But by the age of 25, I had worked myself up to 8 different prescription medications. And probably I needed one thing because of another thing and that I was taking and just those side effects. And I worried about all of that stuff in my bloodstream because as a young 25-year-old, I knew that someday I wanted to have a family, and I worried what all of those prescriptions would do in my bloodstream. And not only that, but my background is in occupational therapy, and I worked in the nursing home setting. And so I was in this, end of life phase, and I got to see people's quality of life at the end, and it was not something that I was shooting for by any means. I wanted to help myself to just have the highest quality of life that I could for as long as possible. And then I wanted that, right, for those that I loved most, my parents, my grandparents, my siblings. And so I had a coworker who had shared these plant concentrates with me. And really it was her story about, fruits and vegetables being able to allow her to heal her body and an ability for it to heal her body, and then for her to be able to get off her prescription medications. And she was in her early 50s. So I was so inspired by her story that I wanted this product. And thankfully, you're going to get to hear from my sister's sweet nurse friend, Brandy. But Brandy had shared this with my sister one weekend, and I was able then to connect with her to really place my first order. And honestly, the health story of this is that the longer I was on Juice Plus, the more benefits that I saw. And so by 6 months of being consistent with flooding my body with this whole food nutrition, I was able to get off all of my asthma and allergy medications. And that was huge to me. And so before I ever had any of my babies, like none of those prescription drugs touched any of their bloodstreams. And I'm forever grateful for that. And so now 16 years in, I have 3 beautiful babies who are not babies anymore. They're now 11, 10, and 7. And they rarely get sick, you guys. It's not that we're perfect. We function on this attitude of being better, not perfect. And when it comes to our food choices and how we handle, a runny nose or a cough or a little bit of a fever, because they do still get that. I can't control as much as I could when they were babies, what they're putting in their mouths today, or, the friends' houses that they're around. But I'm totally empowering my kids, understanding there's a relationship between nutrition and how your body functions. It's either going to build you up or tear you down. And so I'm forever grateful, because along with these plant concentrates that Kayla is going to share a little bit more about with you, there's this whole community of education, and there's so many people just like you. I promise, no matter what walk or stage of life that you're in, you're going to be able to find people just like you. And when I hear this education, it always empowers me to do better personally and then for my family. And so as far as sharing these plant concentrates, why I'm on here today and not just like consuming them, is because Brandy was very smart, and she said to me, Jamie, you love helping people. and you're young and you've got a big network, doesn't it make sense to offset your costs? It's only $50 to share these plant concentrates with the people that you love and care about. And it made complete sense for me to do that. As a young 25-year-old, having some secondary source of income absolutely made, I would take any extra money that I could get at 25. But even today with a family of 3, kiddos, like my kids play select sports and they're asked to go on these trips that my husband actually just left with my son to head to Memphis for a soccer tournament. And so those things all cost money. And so money just gives us more options as a family. And my JOB, we kind of learned to live at our means. And so to be able to have this thing on the side that allowed us to enroll them in private school at one point, and then to allow us to, lots of different things, to be able to invest, to be able to say yes to these select interests in sports. I mean, it's just been a huge blessing to my family. And so I would love for Kayla, are you available to hop on, Kayla, and just share with everybody why you're on here today?
Yes. So, right before we got pregnant, everyone told us like how much life is going to change and are you ready for those changes? And we thought we were, having more of a routine and having a bigger bag with lots of toys in it and less money that I was going to be spending on myself. I was ready for all of that. But what I wasn't prepared for was how hard it was going to be whenever my little one got sick. So Ella was born premature, and the first month was really, really hard. But then it seems like even since then, since she's got over all of the prematurity issues, she still gets sick a lot. And as a mama, I want to make sure I'm doing everything I can to give her a better shot. So a friend of ours told us about a product that they give to their kids and how it had helped really boost their kids' immune system. So I had to hear more about this product. Started looking into it, but I was a little bit scared because giving my toddler, something that wasn't grown out of my garden or purchased, I was just a little scared about it. So I called a very loved and trusted friend who's a nurse, and she actually told me that she has been giving this product to her kids and her family for the last 6 years. It's totally safe. It's a whole food product. So, going back to all those changes, having a kid's super expensive. So after talking to Jamie, I decided that, I want to give this to my family. I want to be able to afford it. So it just made sense that I became kind of what Jamie called a super customer. And I shared this with everybody that, I care about and who I think might benefit from it as well. Back to you, Jamie.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy the decisions that we make because of our kiddos, because they were my driving force too. Because I knew that I wanted to be more of an available and a present mama. And so this was something that I was able to grow on the side. And I didn't really have big, crazy goals at the beginning, other than just Brandy saying, does it make sense to offset your costs? But when I did that, then I was like, well, what if I could do this? What if I could offset my car payment? And then I did that. And then and the cool thing is that every dollar that we get is because we've helped a life. And I think that's one of the, I got to go to a Tony Robbins event in November, and he says, 2 of our highest needs as human beings is growth and contribution. And so I think that this is such an amazing vehicle that allows me not only to grow, because I've definitely had so much personal growth in sharing this with people, and just learning how to build authentic relationships with people, but the contribution to know that I've called to a bigger purpose, and then really truly making a bigger difference for others. And so I'm excited for you guys to get to hear from my friend Brandy, because I can't think of somebody who's made a bigger difference in my life and in our community that I came from and in the world as her. So Brandy, I'd love for you to tell everybody your story.
Oh, I love being here. Thank you for asking me. And this whole food concentrate in a capsule really has been flooding my body for the last 16 years. And just like Jamie shared, she was 25. I was 27 and already struggling with, I don't want to call them like a disease process, but I was struggling with my health. As a teenager, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder. And then here after the birth of my first pregnancy, she came a month early due to preeclampsia. And then voila, postpartum depression set in. So for me, Juice Plus whole food concentrate found me. And I wasn't looking for something, but when somebody approached me and said, I found something that could help your postpartum depression, the light bulb kind of went off. And then when I started hearing the statistics that got my attention, like 75% of all chronic diseases are preventable, it was hope that there was a better way. And so then as a new mama and as a healthcare professional, I felt like that hope I needed to share with others. And the reason why this whole food in a capsule made sense to me was because I had room to bridge the gap. 16 years ago, I would love to tell you that half of my plate was fruits and vegetables. The reality of it was canned corn and canned green beans that I was consuming on a regular basis, not even on a daily basis. And so, I thought, what a more convenient way than to just add the whole food in, right? And honestly, it's like Jetson food. And I was one of those kids watching Jetsons when I was little, and oh my goodness, it's transpired into this capsule. And so every day I like to share with you guys that I get over 45 plants in my diet, and not only for me, but my children as well. And because of that postpartum depression history and because of endometriosis, I didn't know if we were ever going to have more than one baby. And then number two was, it wasn't a surprise, but she took work and I never dreamt of having more. And so today I get to stand before you and say that I am proud to tell you that I'm a mama of 4, a 17-year-old, a 13-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 9-year-old. And because the product made sense, and just like Jamie shared, because the product made sense, it made sense to offset the cost of my product. And I can't imagine my life any other way is what I'm going to share with you today. It's one of those situations that when you read a good book or go to a good restaurant, you want to go share it with other people, right? And so that's exactly what I did. I went out there and I started sharing this amazing message. And, stories like Jamie being able to get off her medicine gave me more hope. And for me, I had to unapologetically share. Wasn't attached to the yes. And, as Kayla has shared it with you, I'm really clear about this. She's not attached to your yes and she's not attached to your no. What she is attached to is an educated yes or no, because kids are getting diseases that only adults used to get, and kids are getting diseases that adults never got. And whole food is the answer. And so I can't imagine where my life would be without the product, but I also want to share with you, I can't imagine where my life would be without this mission. And I share that with you because, after the birth of baby number 3, I was actually unexpectedly put into an unethical situation. And I was actually forced to choose between my job and my children. It actually was the perfect storm that set into motion a far greater calling in my life than I could ever have dreamt of. I realized that while I was forever a nurse and had the heart of a nurse, I was actually called to a whole different opportunity in a complete different setting. And because of this whole food in a capsule and being a part of my life for 4 years prior, it really had changed our life in such a great way, made my family healthier. And I truly built a part-time business, helping people get healthier and having fun doing it. And we became, a team with this mission-driven company that went out there and just really aligned with my values as a busy mom and as a nurse. So I actually joyfully resigned as a nurse. I'm at the hospital actually flexing my time with my newest niece, which is a blessing. And it gives me joy. So she just wanted you to hear her voice today is what I'm going to say. But because of this mission, I got to come home and be a present mama and build this amazing business that I never dreamt was possible. So, this is what I say. Maybe if it's not for you, what I do know is you are connected, just like Kayla was connected to her friend. Somebody's out there looking for a solution towards a better way, towards a solution to their health, or even solution to wealth. Because in today's world, corporate America isn't a guarantee. I got that. I realized that after the birth of baby number 3. And a plan B, I think, is so important in an ever-changing world today. So back to you, Jamie.
Oh, that was so good. I loved hearing that sweet little baby cry.
I didn't plan it.
I know, it's
Both of us coming in.
yeah. So thank you guys for joining us today for this quick, just little 10, 15 minutes of hearing our stories and what Kayla's up to. And she's so excited to share more with you. If you want to know more, like, okay, like that's awesome, but what is it? Just reach out to her. She has some really great resources she can send you to tell you more and see if it might be a fit for you or your family. And maybe you, like Kayla, want to share it with a couple people in your close network and become a super customer too, or maybe you want more. But for me, I didn't come in that I wanted more thing. I came in like a super customer as well. And then it just grew from there. So don't be attached to the outcome, but we're excited and thank you for joining us. Either live on Facebook if you're watching the Facebook replay, or if you're watching the video at some other later date. We just appreciate how much love and support you have for Kayla. And Kayla, is there anything else you'd like to tell your friends and family?
I just want to say thank you to everybody, and I look forward to sharing this with you. So let me know if you want to hear more.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.